Today, we're just going to get right into it. As your favorite talking head on the internet does his best to do what he promised. That's right, I read another book, and here's my review of Killing Moon by Jo Nesbo, which comes out on May 30th. So pre order now if you have to, whether it be on your Kindle or in copy. Comes out soon. And it was a delight. Hi, I'm your host, Chris Humphrey. And for those of you who don't know who I am, I'm just another blabbermouth looking to get something out there because I think I can bring some value to it, but I want to create discussions down below. And today's topic is Killing Moon by Jo Nesbo, and it's the 13th installment of the lovely character created a long time ago, Harry Hole, because everybody loves a nice Harry Hole, and in this case, he is an old weathered veteran. And if any of you don't know uh, who Harry Hole is and the series of Harry Hole, I suggest stopping, going out there and going to Indigo wherever you can or on your Kindle and get out there and read the first book in the series and then go all the way up because we are 13 books in this lovely character and you are getting a weathered Harry, and you should 110% not start with this book because there's so much stuff and drama that seems to follow Harry wherever he goes that you probably will go, huh, what? But you have to go back and read. Uh, can you skip a few? Yes, you can, but would I? No, go back to the beginning and start there and then come to this masterclass of writing a crime procedural. Uh, that would be ultimate if it would be a TV show, and you can make it good. But the plot of this book is simple. Uh, Good old Mr. Hole is old and washed up and living in LA, drinking, smoking, probably fornicating with anything he can. And he's old and washed up, and he gets dragged into a mundane, slow build of a serial killer where he has to go all the way back to Norway, Oslo, and help find this serial killer, but not as a police officer this time, but as a private investigator. Because if he doesn't, the Red Moon is hanging over Oslo, and if he doesn't, the mafia is going to make sure that he pays them back in one way or another. So, what you're not going to like about this book is that it's a slower read. Most of the books are longer. This is probably, I don't know, about 500 pages, 400 and a bit, maybe even more than 500. But I like these kind of books, so I have the ability to probably read about 100 pages a day and then get tired. And this is what I did when I got this book. And you know what? I thoroughly enjoyed it. I like the darker side of things and dealing with it. And because it's 13 books in more than 13 years, certain characters like Katrine and Bellman and Trolls get a little more play. And not only are you getting the point of view of Harry's Hole and that, but you're getting other characters. You're getting Katrine and Trolls and all that, who come in characters that we've liked for 13 books now. Get a little more into it, and Sung Ming and things like that. You get into it a little more and you get to see their points of views. But then you get this dark and twisted serial killer, and you get to see his point of view, and you get to see what he's like, and you get disturbed by how he lures his victims and how he does it in such a way that you're like, ew, it's gross, and you it's hard to digest, and there is a pun there. But you have to read the previous books to understand that this is a weathered Harry, like a man who's been through a lot and has a lot of shit going through his head and stuff going through his head that now it's built up to this. And I think it's arguably in the top five of the 13 books in the series, right? I would probably put it in the top five, probably put it in number 4 or 3. I like the old weathered detective, uh, private detective look on Harry. It's good, and I I thoroughly enjoyed it. But people aren't going to like that it's a little long and that it's the 13th book in the series, and then you have to read 12 before to get here. But Jo Nesbo does a fantastic job, like he always does, at getting into a crime procedural and getting into a serial killer's head. I don't know, maybe he's just a serial killer himself because there's some details in here that are great. And then you get to see Harry Hole do his best Al Pacino in Cruising. Um, uh, Work because he goes into a gay bar and I'm like the first thing I thought of is Jo Nesbo probably watched Cruising with Al Pacino recently. I'm like, oh, this is what he did. But I liked it. I liked the premise. I liked that there was sort of a happy ending compared to the other books. Um, there was a happy ending uh, where you can see that it opens up so much more for Harry's character in the future. And it's like a bittersweet of an open world. Like it opens it up, not just of Harry, but of the side characters that Mr. Nesbo has created throughout the 13 books. There's going to be a bright future, and there's more to come in this actual series, and you can tell. A little bit of the serial killer can be a little bit far fetched. Would I believe it? Probably not. But I liked getting into the mind of this one and the darkness and like that. His technical skills, Mr. Nesbo's technical skills of writing crime procedurals, of like rape and murder and things like that. He's always good. So there's no problem there. It's just a little long. Little carries on, but he's getting into the mind of the characters and he's building more of a world with Tulls and Katrine and that is thoroughly enjoyable to read. So that's why I read about 100 pages a day. But it comes out May 30th, so please check it out. If you haven't, go back and read the rest of the book. I don't want to spoil much because there's lots of good stuff in there. Might have spoiled the whole Al Pacino cruising um, thing. But I want you to go out and read it if you've read this series. Let me know what you think of the book down below. Let me know what you think of me down below. I'm gonna give it an 8. I think it's the third best book of this year, hands down. I got an advance copy, so I didn't get a special formatted book, so you're not gonna see the polished off. So I probably will pick it up and add it to my book collection. Uh, I collect book series more than I do anything, right? Michael Connelly uh, and Jack Ryan, and I have the 12 previous books. And one day I'm going to do a book tour so that you can see I have almost all of Stephen King's books, Needful Things being my favorite. But I collect series, and this will, when it comes out May 30th, I will add it to my collection because I like the character. I like seeing Harry Hole. And I like just saying the name because it grosses my wife out because I like the front and back Harry Hole. And in this case, what a deep and dark read. What a crazy serial killer to come up with in this book. And what a build off for the next 13 if they keep going. I hope you guys enjoy it. You can see where I put up on the list, excuse me. You can see I give it an 8 out of 10. You can see I'm a big fan. Go out there and read more, everybody. Get out there. Even if you don't want to kill a tree, there's always a Kindle. Get out there and read, please. I love you guys. If I don't see you, good to Morgan, good to Obden, and good to Knock. Producer, play my music, but none of that creepy stuff. Ciao.